Happy New Year, everybody. Feliz año. Y en este vídeo os voy a enseñar mis discos que más me gustan del año 2004. My favorite albums from 2004, 20 years ago, ya hace 20 años, como ha volado el tiempo. But this is only thrash, speed, death and black metal. Some hardcore, you will see. No hard rock and heavy metal, because I already made a video, you can see on my channel. Ya hice uno del mismo año, de hard y heavy, que lo podéis encontrar en mi canal. Esto solo es thrash, black, speed, death y algo de hardcore. Ya veréis lo que voy sacando. Okay, let's go on with the first video of this year, 2025. But I still made this at the end, just at the end of 2024. But because it's 20 years ago when these albums came out. But now again it's 25, so it's like 21 years. But anyway, we will start with a very extreme album, maybe one of the extremest of what I will show. And I'm talking about the band that started in California, but later they moved to Texas. And I'm talking about Morbosidad. And this is, I don't know if I can say the title of the album because it's a little bit Cojete, Dios por el Culo. You know, that's the name of the title of the album. And this is the first full-length album. And it's very raw and primitive death metal. The way I really like it, because it's super violent, and each song, you know, it's really something special in my opinion. It's brutal. I'm quite a big fan of this band. I also have some other Morbosidad releases you can see here. See, this one. Quite a few things I have by this band. And they're still going strong nowadays, actually. Okay, on number 14, we have Hirax with their comeback album, The New Age of Terror. Because they came back around the late 90s, more 2000, and they released an EP. And then 4 years later, they finally released a new full-length album. And we have Glenn Rogers on here. I think he was from Hirax, Avatar or Heretic. One of those two bands, if I'm not mistaken. Of course, we have Keaton van de Peña on here too, of course. It's a really cool release on Black Devils Records, I think, and Deep Six Records. But Black Devil Records was definitely the label of Keaton. I don't know how you say his name exactly. Thrash metal, old school. I think the album that came after this one is better, but still, you know, Hirax came back with quite a strong album. On number 13, we have God Forbid with their third album. And this is thrash metalcore, but it's more thrash metal than metalcore. I'm not a big metalcore fan. They remind me sometimes of Killswitch Engage, you know, like a more thrash version of Killswitch Engage. A lot of cool riffs are on here. The name of the album is Gone Forever. I think I said it already, but anyway. That was on number 13. On number 12, we have a band that I will see live soon. Very soon, maybe next week, I think it is. It's Nocturnal with their debut full-length album, Arrival of the Carnivore. First they released the demo on tape, later it came out also on vinyl, mini LP. But this is really the first full-length album. It also comes with a poster. And this is totally black thrash metal. Check out the song Preventive War and Burn This Town. The vinyl came out in 2004 and the CD in 2005. It was on number 12, I said. On number 11, we have Cattle Decapitation with their fourth full-length album. Made a little notes with this one. See? Humanore, mix of death grind with some great solos. The vocalist sounds more like a death metal if you compare him to later releases. Later he had more variety. You know, he more grind, and then he went into heavy metal voice, you know, like screaming. And here it was still more old school on this album. Yeah, for fans of Dying Fetus, Cryptopsy, Aborted, you know, for that type of fans, you know. I really like this band, and this is a really good, cool release from 2004. Another comeback album, and I'm talking about Dead Angel with The Art of Dying. So many great songs on here. Of course, it is thrash metal, but very melodic. There's some power and heavy metal elements too. It's quite a melodic album compared with the debut album, of course. You know, and sometimes on some songs they even don't sound like Dead Angel. But I still think The Art of Dying is a cool comeback album. A little bit different. But, you know, they have quite a few albums that are sounding different from each other. And this one is no difference. Right, put it here. Another comeback. I didn't know if I want to put it on here because there's a lot of power metal in it too. But also thrash metal. And I'm talking about Nasty Savage with Psycho. Hell Unleashed, Dementia 13. Those are two albums that you have to check out. Very intense album. Great comeback album. And I think this year they just released a new album that I haven't listened to yet. But this is a great album. Another kind of comeback album, because it was kind of a comeback album, of course, is Exodus. I'm already ready. Wait. Nasty Savage on 9. On number 8, yes, Exodus. With their comeback album, Temple of the Bull, yes. No, Temple of Damned. Tempo of the Damned. The other one is Vicious Rumors. I was saying Vicious Rumors album title. But here we have the song, the fourth song, Screwed the Urine. That's really, really great. That's the best song on this album, in my opinion. And we have the old demo track Impaler on here too. Must have. Great comeback album from on number 8. On number 7. No, not yet. Yes. We have a Brazilian band, Sodo Meiser. And they are great, especially for Living Dead fans. If you're into Living Dead, you will like this album for sure. Pure old school. Tales of the Ripper. Just great old school. This is a 2005 release. Has some couple bonus tracks. But it officially came out in 2004. You know, and the drummer, we know him from Apocalyptic Rites, Great Desecrator. You know, he was with those bands. You know. Also, they are cool if you're into first Iron Angel album. And also the demo of Iron Angel. You will like this. The demo was Rust Powers or something like that. And then the first full-length album by Iron Angel. You can see they are big fans of that. There's a lot of horror elements in here too. Like also Deceased has them, for example. Great stuff. On number 6, we have Extinction of Mankind with their second full-length album, The Nightmare Seconds. And this is great if you are into UK hardcore crushed metal. Amebix, of course, X Grinder, those type of bands. You know, you will like this band a lot. This is the first full length was great too, but I really like this. Check out Without Consent, for example. It's a great record, a great song. It's metallic hardcore thrash metal. I wrote down here. Hellbastard fans, especially the early days of Hellbastards, but also sometimes some propane. But of course, there's a anyway but more the UK, of course. They're UK crust scene. They are from that scene. In 2004, I bought quite a few of this type of records. A lot of them I sold later on because I just got bored of them. But this one, I always kept this one and their debut album, Extinction of Mankind. Then on number 5, we have a great comeback. A lot of comeback albums came out, but this is maybe the best comeback album from 2004, sorry. And I'm talking about Volcano with Tales from the Black Book. Check out Guerreiros de Sata. It's in Portuguese. Great old school Brazilian thrash black. Really cool. Great riffings. Amazing speed. Also check out Gates of Iron. That's in English. Most of the songs are sung in English. And some are not. Yeah, those two songs especially. Great stuff. And the album they released before was released in 1990. Took them 14 years to release this. And I met one of the leader of this band actually. I met him in 2003 in Germany. He was at Bang Your Head Festival in Rainer Krukenberg, one of the biggest metal collectors, and behind Metaleros.de, this website that's all about South American metal and Central American metal. He introduced me to the guy, and he said that the year after they were going to release the new album, and this was it. Very special release. See? A lot of special things in it. This is the cover that came out, the CD cover, and maybe the vinyl too. I was playing it just now again. It's like a 7-inch packing. It's really cool. Amazing black thrash, heavy metal, speed metal. I mean, it's all of it in one album. Tales from the Black Book on number 5. On number 4, we have the more commercial. I mean, they became quite big with this album. Amon Amarth with Fate of Horns. And here we have, for example, the title track is very good. Or the Pursuit of Vikings. Okay, the Pursuit of Vikings. Check out those two songs, for example. Here you could, the earlier stuff, they were more death metal. Here they became more melodic, a lot more melodic. And but it's really a good album from 2004. And nowadays they are a very, very big band. On number 3, we have a band from Portugal. Their third album. Very intense thrash metal with Portuguese lyrics. It makes it very cool. And I'm talking about Alastor with Infernal Lord. Great, great album that you should all buy or try to find it. Alastor made quite a few good albums. And this was, of course, like the third album. Super thrash black old school, of course. Check out number 4. Check out number 7. And number 8 is actually an Exciter cover song. Violence and Force is on here too. Totally old school maniacs. Alastor. I don't know if they're still going on. Don't confuse them with the Polish Alastor. These were the Portuguese Alastor. This is number 3. On number 2, I want to put 2 albums. The first one was a great comeback, in my opinion. And I'm talking about very metallic comeback by Agnostic front with another voice that I really love. This album was like amazing. It came out on Nuclear Blast. Had a lot of promotion in the metal magazines. And of course, if you like Eliminator, like type of like this very fast thrash metal from Agnostic front, then you should check it out. You know, of course, the hardcore elements are very far in the back. Of course, you got some grooves, some hardcore grooves, but the vocalist maybe, yeah. But still, it's very metallic. It's very intense. I mean, you put this on, and you just get like power violence. You know, like you get like a lot of energy with this. You know, great. And also number 2, same as Agnostic Front, but this more old school sounding band from Brazil. It's Power from Hell with their debut album, Death Through Metal. And this is what I wrote down. I wrote down something for this. Great black thrash metal for old school maniacs with some speed metal. And this is just a must-have. A must-have. They released quite a few more albums, but this is, everything smells old school. Ah, it's just great. And number 1, one of my favorite bands, the biggest band I think of all the bands I showed, maybe together with Exodus, but I'm talking about Megadeth. The System Has Fallen. Check out Die Dead Enough, The Scorpion. Back in the day, it's a homage to classic Megadeth. You know, the lyrics are take you back. It's a throwback to the 80s. Very cool done, very well done. And Of Mice and Men, that I think was already on a compilation that they released before this album. Later they put that song again on this album. Okay, these are my favorite thrash speed, death, black, hardcore type of albums from 2004. Tell me some of your favorite albums from 2004 if you want to. Leave a comment if you want to do that. And stay metal, everybody.